Woo. Hi everyone, my name's Chloe if you haven't met before. Hello, welcome to your Kaya at Home Mat Pilates workout. Today all you will need is yourself and your mat and maybe a water bottle nearby. I will be giving you lots of options and modifications for every exercise, so plenty of progressions and regressions to play with. Please listen to your bodies. You know your body the best and our bodies feel different every day, so rest when you need to. Take it at your own pace and be kind to yourselves. Let's get started. We're going to start with your 4-point meal today. So you're on your hands and your knees. Hands are directly under your shoulders. Your knees are directly under your hips. Warming up through your spine. As you exhale, tuck your tailbone under, scoop through your belly and round your back looking through your legs. Think about your spine going up to the ceiling. This is your cat stretch. Inhale, slowly coming back to neutral, starting with your tailbone and working out your spine. As you exhale, start to drop your hips down to the mat, your ribs drop down to the mat, and then slowly arching your back, looking forwards. Check here that you don't flip your head back too much. Keep your neck in neutral and you're just looking at the floor in front of you. Inhale, coming to neutral. Exhale, tuck that tailbone under, scoop through your belly and look through your legs. Inhale, travel through neutral. Exhale, traveling into your cow stretch. It's a really nice way to start to mobilize your spine here. I want you to think about inhaling through your nose and exhaling out through your mouth. So starting to connect your breath with your movement. You have one more on each side. And slowly coming back into neutral. Warming up through your rotations. As you inhale, lift your left arm up towards the ceiling. Open your chest towards the left side of the room. As you exhale, thread your arm under your body, twisting through your ribs. Try to get your left shoulder as close to the mat as you can. Inhale, opening through your arm and your chest. As you exhale, thread your arm under your body, getting your shoulder as close to the mat. Then coming back into the center, other side. Inhale, lift your right arm up, open your chest towards the right side of the room. Exhale, thread your arm under your body, twisting through your ribs. Try to get your right shoulder as close to the mat as you can. Inhale, opening through your arm and your chest. As you exhale, twisting through your ribs, getting that shoulder down to the mat. Then coming back into the center. Spread your fingers out on the mat. And I want you to think about pushing the tips of your fingers into the mat. That's going to help you with your wrists. Elbows are just off lock throughout this whole series. Brace through your core. Think about lifting your belly button gently up and into your spine so you're not collapsing through that lower back. Core is switched on. As you exhale, extend your right leg back and hold it there. Check that your right hip is still facing the mat and you haven't rotated your hip out to the right side of the room. Think both hip bones facing down to the mat. If you can, we're going to extend your left arm out as well. Hold here. If this is too much, just work with your leg. You don't have to extend your arm. Place it back down, working the same side. Right leg and left arm goes out. Inhale to return. Exhale, extend out. So your arm and leg is in line with your body. Back in. This is level 1. Stay here if this is enough for you. Level 2, as you bring your arm and leg back, you're just going to hover your right knee and your left arm off the mat. So you don't place it down anymore. And then extend out. When you bring it back in, just hover it off the mat. And then extend out. This is level 2. Level 3, if you want a little bit more, you're going to bring your left elbow in towards your right knee and round your back. Inhale, extend out. Exhale, tap your left elbow to your right knee, rounding through your spine, and then back out. This is level 3, getting more into the front of your abdominals. Pick wherever you're working. I want you to think about pushing the ground away with your right hand so you're not collapsing to that right shoulder. Keep lifting your belly up and check that your left hip is directly over your left knee. So as you start to fatigue, your body might start to sway towards the left side of the mat. Can you keep your body in the center? You have another 4 here. 3. Slow and control is key as well. The slower and the more control you do this exercise, the harder it is. So we're not looking for speed, we're looking for correct alignment. Last one, you're gonna extend your right leg and your left arm up, hold it there. Now right leg and left arm go slightly out to the side, then back into the center. Slightly out to the side, then back into the center. So a little open and close. Open and close. Just about the width of your mat, no wider. Get into your obliques here. You have another 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, bring it back to the center, but hold it there. Place your left hand down. Keep your right leg up. Now bend your right knee, so it's in a 90-degree angle, then flex your foot. As you exhale, think about pushing your heel up towards the ceiling. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, push your heel up towards the ceiling, lower down. So we're starting to warm up now through the back of your right glute. As you lift up, I want you to think about opening through the front of your right hip and using the back of your right glutes to lift your leg rather than the movement coming from your lower back. So keep lifting your belly button up and checking that your spine, your bottom of your spine, your lower back is not collapsing down. You have another 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Slowly lower down, going straight to the other side. As you exhale, extend your left leg out. Now hold it there. Check that your left hip isn't opening out to the left side of the room. Keep both your hips facing the mat. Push the mat away with your left hand. If you're going there, lift your right arm out as well. Then place it back down. Level 1. Exhale, extend your left leg and your right arm out. And then back down. Level 2, you're just going to hover your arm and leg off the mat. And then it's extend straight back out. Hover your hand and knee off the mat, extend straight back out. Level 3, bring your right elbow, tap your left knee round through your back, and then extend back out. Exhale, right elbow to your left knee round through your back, and then extend back out. So you have 3 different options to work from. Check that your left elbow isn't locked. Keep it off lock so you work your tricep and you don't overload that wrist. Remember, slow and control for this exercise. So working through shoulder stability, core strength, core stability, concentration, and balance. Hitting lots of Pilates principles. You have 4 more. 3, 2. Last one, extend your right arm and your left leg out, hold it there. Now bring your arm and leg slightly away from your body, back in, slightly away, back in. So a little open and close, open and close. Just about the width of your mat. Try not to go any wider. Keep your right hip over your right knee, check you're not swaying to the right side of the mat. You have 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, come back in, place your right hand down, but keep your left leg up. Bend your left knee to 90 degrees, flex your foot. As you exhale, gently press your left heel up towards the ceiling, inhale to lower. Exhale, press your heel up towards the ceiling, inhale, lower. So think as you lift up, you're opening through the front of your left hip and you're using the back of your left glutes to lift up and you're not using your lower back. So you can imagine that you've got a glass of water on your lower back and you don't want it to spill. You have another 6, 5. Keep pushing your chest away from the mat. 3, 2. Last one. Slowly lower down. Sit back onto your heels, knees apart, feet together. Stretch your arms forward. Go into your shell stretch to really stretch out through your spine. Inhale through your nose, exhale out through your mouth. And then slowly rolling back up. We're going into your planks now. So hands up to the mat, spread your fingers out, hands up under your shoulders. Right leg back, left leg back, hold it there. Try to keep your feet together. Push yourselves away from the mat so chest is lifted, glutes are on, belly button, ribs are in towards your spine so you're not collapsing into your lower back. As you exhale, lift your right leg up and point your toes. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, lift your left leg up, point your toes. Inhale, lower down. So we're going to your leg pull front here. As you lift your leg the same as before, you're trying to use your leg muscles and not your lower back to lift your leg. So don't let your lower back collapse as your leg lifts up. Elbows are just off lock, so you're using your triceps and your shoulders and not overloading your wrists. With this exercise, we're starting to get into those leg muscles, working into your calves, your hamstrings, your quads, and your glutes, as well as core stability, core strength, shoulder stability. If this is too much for you, you can also come into your forearms. If your wrists have had enough, come into your forearms and you can do the same exercise here. So you have options. You have another 3 more on each side. Keep breathing. 2. Last one on each side. Make sure you're even on both sides. Then hold your plank here, holding it for 20 seconds. Keep lifting up through your waist, glutes are on, pushing your chest away from the mat, and you're inhaling through your nose, exhaling through your mouth. 10 seconds left. Elbows are just off lock. You have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push all the way back. Going into your downward dog here. Pedal your feet. I love this one to stretch out through the back of my legs and my calves. Catch your breath. Then coming back into your plank, hold here. Tuck your elbows in. You're slowly going to lower your body onto the mat. Nice. We're going to get into your back series now. So lying on your mat on your belly, you have 3 different sets here. Arms are going to be by your side, palms facing the ceiling. Your legs are going to be hip width apart, toes are pointed. As you exhale, lift your head, your neck, and your chest off the mat. Hold it there. Now hover your arms off the mat. Little pulses here with your arms, pulsing your arms up towards the ceiling. So starting to work our posterior chain now, muscles in the back of our body, working into the backs of those arms. Think about lifting through your chest and lengthening through the back of your neck. So you want to keep your eye line on the floor and you shouldn't be looking forwards. Pressing the backs of your feet into the mat, toes are pointed, so you're finding length through your body. You have 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold your arms up. Now as you exhale, lift your left leg up. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, lift your right leg up. Inhale, lower down. Alternating legs. I think I did the wrong side, but it's okay. Alternating single leg lifts. Exhale to lift up, inhale to lower. Can you lift your arms a little bit higher? Long fingertips trying to reach to where your toes are. Long toes. Can you lift your chest a little bit higher? Keep lengthening through the back of your neck. You should be resting on your ribs and not your belly here, so we don't want to get into our lower back. You have 2 more on each side. Last one on each side. Make sure you're even on both sides. And then slowly lower down. Second set, your hands are going to be stacked on top of each other, just in front of your forehead, elbows out wide. Now your legs are going to come together. So feet together, knees together, toes are still pointed. Keep your hands connected to your forehead. As you exhale, lift your head, your neck, your shoulders off the mat, elbows out wide. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift your head, neck, shoulders up. Inhale, lower. Shoulders are rolling down, so your shoulder blades are going down your back towards your ribs. Check that your shoulders aren't creeping up to your ears. As you come up, you're resting just on your ribs, not your belly, so you're not coming up too high. Think about pressing your pelvis and your hips into the mat and through your glute switch on. That's going to help you with your lower back if you feel that you're getting in there. You have another 4. 3, 2. Last one. Slowly lower down. Keep your upper body where it is. Now your legs are going to go just wider than your hips. Toes are still pointed. Keep your head resting on your hands. As you exhale, lift your legs up. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift your legs up. Inhale, lower. So now we're starting to work those leg muscles again. Think about using the back of your glutes to lift your leg up and not your lower back. So keep pressing your pubic bone in towards the mat and glutes are switched on. If you're feeling it in your lower back, reduce your range of motion, so don't lift your legs up too high. If that's still too much, do single leg lifts. So 1 leg at a time. Otherwise, we're going with double legs. You have another 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Slowly lower down. We're going to combine the exercises now. Arms in front of you. So your arms are by your ears. Legs are out again. Toes are pointed, long fingers. As you exhale, you're going to lift your head, your neck, your chest off the mat, and then hover your arms and legs up as well. Inhale, lower everything down. Exhale, lift your head, neck, shoulders, arms and legs lift up. Inhale, lower down. So keep your heads in line with your arms. Head stays in between your arms. Now, if this feels like it's too much, go back to either the last two exercises. So you can go back to just upper body lifting up into your thoracic extension or just legs lifted. You have options. You have another 5 more here. And then we're going to add on 4, 3, 2. On your next one, coming up, lifting, hold it there. Opposite arm and leg, little lifts and lowers here. Go into your swimming. Opposite arm and leg. Shoulders are rolling down your back, not creeping up to your ears. Start to add your swimming breath. In for 4, counts out for 4. Again, if this is too much, you rest when you need to. You have 10 seconds left. Go at your own pace for this one. You have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly lower down. Hands underneath your shoulders. Tuck your toes under. Push yourselves up into your downward dog. Catch your breath here. Pedal your feet if that feels good for you. I like to do that to stretch out through the back of my ankles and my calves. Trying to get your chest as close to the mat as you can. Now walk your hands back towards your feet. Hold here. Knees are just off lock. Let your heads go and just nod your head yes and no. Release any tension from your neck. As you exhale, you're going to scoop through your abdominals and slowly peel your spine back up. Restacking your spine, vertebrae by vertebrae. Shoulders, neck, head's the last thing to come up. Let's get into our side bend series. Now we're going to work into the sides of your body. Kneeling in the center of your mat. Knees are just under your hips. I'm going to try to do your rights and lefts. Lengthen out your left leg out to the side. I like to have my toes facing forwards. Now, if you have hardwood floors or tiles and you find that it's really hard to kneel on your knees, you can fold your mat to create more cushion or place a towel under your knee as well. So you have options. Lengthening through your spine. Think about a little string at the top of your head, gently pulling you up to the ceiling. Hands behind your head, elbows out wide, core switched on. As you inhale, you're going to bend towards the right side, so away from the leg that you have stretched out. Try to get your right elbow as close to the mat as you can. Exhale, coming up. Inhale, bending over. Exhale, coming up. So for this one, you want to think about your glutes here. Glutes are switched on. Check that you're not sticking your butt back behind you. Think about opening through the front of your hips and squeezing your glutes. So your body stays in a long line as you lift up and down. Elbows wide. Another thing to watch for as well as you lean forwards, check that your left shoulder isn't coming forwards. Keep your chest open towards the front of the room. And you should feel your left oblique starting to work here. You have another 4. We're going to add on. 3, 2. Last one, coming up to a diagonal line, hold it there. Now, you're going to turn your chest to face the mat, arms come out to the side, back behind your head, face forwards, come up. Inhale, come to a diagonal line. Exhale, turn to face the mat, arms out to the side, back behind your head, forwards, come up. So we're adding that thoracic rotation. If that doesn't feel good, just go up and down, you don't have to do it. If arms extended out is too hard as well, keep your hands behind your head the whole time. So lots of different options. You have 4 more here. 3 more. 2 more. Twisting through your ribs, trying to get your shoulders square to the mat. Last one. And then hold your body in a diagonal line. Hold it here, little pulses here. Little pulses up and down. So think top rib to top hip. top rib to top hip. So left rib to left hip, left rib to left hip. I'm definitely feeling it. You have another 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, coming all the way up. Continuing to work into your left waistline. The leg that you have stretched out plays that forearm onto the mat. So that'll be your left forearm onto the mat. Your top leg in front, your bottom leg behind. You're going to lift up into your side plank. Hold it here. Holding it here. Inhale, lower your hips down. Exhale, lift up. Inhale, lower your hips down. Exhale, lift up. So working through that left waistline, bottom waist. If this is too much for your shoulder, your top hand can go on top of your bottom hand and that will help assist with your shoulder. If it's still too much for your waist, have your knees stacked, your knees in line with your hips and your shoulders. Lift up into your half plank and you can do the exercise here. If you want more of a challenge, come into your hands. So fingers spread out, fingers facing away from you. Come up into your full side plank. So this is your hardest option here. Keeping your shoulder over your wrist or your shoulder over your elbow if you're on your elbows. You have another 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, lift up, hold it, that second set. You're threading your top arm underneath your body and then opening up through your chest. Threading your top arm underneath your body, opening up again. If you're on your forearms, you can also do the same thing. Or if you're on your half plank on your knees, you can still also do the same thing. So lots of different options to work with. Again, working through that rotation. You have another 3 more. 2. Last one. Hold your plank here. If you want more, you can lift your top leg up into a star. You're holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly lower down. Starting to get into your side glutes now. So lying down on the same side that you are. So that would be your left side of your body down. Lying on your side. Your bottom hand can just go out long, or you can bend your elbow and have it under your head. If you have a block at home, you can also place a block under your head, whatever feels the most comfortable. Knees are slightly bent in front of you. Try to get your feet in line with the back of your glutes. Yes, so knees are just slightly bent forwards. From here, I want you to think about pushing your top hip away from you. So you're finding length through your top waistline, and that will automatically lift your lower waist slightly off the mat. You want a little gap there the whole time. Now, extend your top leg out. Flex your foot, toes are facing forwards. Little lift and lowers here. Little lift and lowers. Just about a few centimeters up and down. You don't want the movement to be too wide. We're going to get into your side glutes now. 2 small muscles on the sides of your glutes. Your stabilizing muscles. Check here that your hips are stacked directly on top of each other. Your shoulders are stacked directly on top of each other. Both sides of your waist are active. Ribs are pulling in towards your spine, so you're not sticking out forwards. If you don't feel anything yet, don't worry, you will very soon. You have another 4 here. 3, 2. Last one, hold your leg at hip height. Now draw little circles here. Think about tracing the same circle with the heel of your foot. So being very intentional with the movement. Remember that the movement is coming, the top of your femur, the top of your thigh bone is rolling in your hip socket. So nothing else is moving except your working leg. 3 more in this direction. 2, 1. Reverse the circle, go the other direction. This series is my absolute favorite series of all time. I could do this all day, every day. So much fun. You have another 4, 3, 2. Last one, hold your leg at hip height. Now as you inhale, bend your knee in front of your hip. Exhale, push your heel up towards the end of the room. Inhale, bend your knee in front of your hip. Exhale, push all the way out. So as you bend your knee forwards, you're aiming for 90 degrees in your knee, 90 degrees in your hip. Then exhale, push out. So try not to pull your knee too far in towards your belly. You also want to keep your feet and your knee in the same height here as well. Inhale to bend, exhale to extend. Check that you've still got a little gap in your lower waist. Make sure you're not collapsing down into the mat. Core is working hard here. It's not relaxing, it's still switched on. You have another 4. Rest when you need to. 3, 2. Last one, extend your leg out, hold it there. Now as you inhale, point your toes to sweep your leg forwards. Exhale, flex your foot to kick your leg back. Inhale, point your toes to sweep your leg forwards. Exhale, flex your foot to kick your leg back. So for this exercise, we want to really make sure that we're not getting to our lower back and our spine. So as you sweep your leg forwards, watch that you're not rounding your back to try to get your leg more forwards. And then as you kick your leg back, watch that you don't arch through your back to try to bring your leg further back. You just want that leg to be rolling in your hip. So your range of motion will just depend on your own hip mobility and your flexibility as well. I'd rather you have less of range of motion than try to go too far forwards and back and then compromise your alignment. We want to get into the right muscles here. Also, as your leg fatigues, check that it's not falling down towards the mat. Lift it up a little bit higher. You have another 3 here. 2. Last one. And then just keep your legs slightly forwards of your body, hold it there. Toes down, heels up, little pulses here. Just let your foot go really heavy towards the ground. Internal rotation. Check you still got a gap in your lower waist and the mat. So as your leg lifts up, check that your lower waist isn't collapsing down to the mat. Keep the gap the same the whole time. You have another 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, stack your leg on top of your bottom leg. Not quite done yet. Knees are stacked, feet are together. Last exercise on this side. As you exhale, you're going to lift your top knee up towards the ceiling. Inhale, lower, keeping your toes connected. So working into your clams. Last little bit here. For this exercise, as your leg lifts up, watch that your top hip doesn't roll back to try to get your knee higher. Keep your hips stacked. What will help is, as you lift your top knee, think about pushing your top hip slightly forwards. So you really feel an opening through your top hip and through that top leg inner thigh. Exhale to lift up. Inhale to lower. Again, range of motion will just depend on your own flexibility and range. I'd rather you have right alignment and lift your knee a little bit, not as high. You have another 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Lower your leg down, tapping out through your glutes. Lying on your back here, little mini recovery. Inhale through your nose, exhale out through your mouth. Place your right leg on top of your left leg, the leg that you just worked. If that's enough for you, this is where you stay. If you want a little bit more, you can hug your knee into your chest. But your main focus is reconnecting to your breath. Inhale through your nose, exhale out through your mouth. Then slowly placing your legs down, rolling to the side, pushing yourselves up. The best part is we have all of that on the second side. Yay! Coming up onto your mat, on your knees are under your hips. Extend your right leg out now to the other side. Toes facing forwards, I find that to be the most comfortable. Lengthening through your spine, hands behind your head, elbows out wide. As you inhale, bending towards your side, away from the leg that you have stretched out. Try to get your left elbow as close to the ground as you can. Exhale, lifting up. Inhale, bending over. Exhale, lifting up. So you want to imagine that you have a plane of glass in front of your body, a plane of glass behind your body. So as you lower down, you're keeping your body in a straight line. As you lift up, you keep your body in a straight line. What happens sometimes is that you try to get too far down and your top shoulder leans forwards. So think about opening through your chest, keeping that top shoulder back as you go down. Remember here as well, glutes are on, so opening through your hips, squeezing your glutes. You're not sticking your bum out behind you. If you stick your bum out behind you, it's going to get to your lower back. So try to keep your hips open towards the front. You have another 4 here, and then we add those rotations. 3, 2. Last one, come up to a diagonal line, hold it there. Exhale, turn to face the mat. Arms come out towards the side, back behind your head, face forwards, come up. Inhale, down. Exhale, twist. Arms out, back behind your head, come forwards, come up. Again, if the rotation is too much, just work up and down. If the arm extensions is too much, just keep your hands behind your head. So you have lots of options to work with. We have 4 more here. 3 more. As you rotate, trying to get your shoulders square to the mat as much as you can. 2 more. Last one here. And holding your body in a diagonal line, little pulses here, little pulses. So think top rib to top hip, top rib to top hip. So right rib to right hip, right rib to right hip. You have 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, coming all the way up. Second set of exercises on the same side of your waist. So the leg that you have out, place your right forearm onto the mat. Top leg in front, bottom leg behind, lift up into your side plank, hold it here. Inhale, lower your hips down, exhale, lift up. Inhale, lower, exhale, lift up. Remember your options. If your shoulders have had enough, top hand goes on top of your bottom hand to assist. If it's too much for your waist, knees are stacked, knees in line with your hips and your shoulders, lift up into your half plank. If you want more of a challenge, come into your hand, fingers spread out, facing away from you, and you're going to the full version of your side plank. Shoulders are over your wrist or shoulders over your elbow if you're on your forearms. You have another 4, 3, 2. Last one, lift up, hold it there. Now thread your top arm underneath your body and then open your chest towards the front of the room. Thread your arm under your body, then open towards the front of the room. Again, you can do this as well on your forearms, so you can still work with that rotation. Or if you're on your knees, you can also still work the same. You have another 4 more. I'm just gonna grab some water. 2 more here before we hold. Last one, holding your side plank. If you want more, you can lift your top leg up into a star. You have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly lower down. Working to the second side of your glutes, so lying down on the same side. Again, your arm can go long, you can bend your arm, or if you have a block, you can also place a block under your head. Knees are slightly bent forwards, your feet are in line with the back of your glutes here. Think about pushing that top hip away from your body, and you'll feel that that bottom waist automatically lifts up slightly. So both sides of your waist are active. Extend your top leg out, toes flex, facing forwards, little lift and lowers here. Just a few centimeters up and down. So starting to work through the sides of the glutes. This series is really important for hip stability as well as lower back pain. Sorry, I didn't quite catch that. I think my Siri just oh, I really hope you didn't hear that. You have another 4, 3, 2. Last one, keep your leg at hip height. Now draw little circles with the heel of your foot. So think about tracing the same circle every time. This is your hip disassociation. It means that we want your working leg to move and nothing else in your body to move. Top of your thigh bone rolling in your hip socket. So the ball and socket joint. As you fatigue, check that your leg isn't falling down to the mat. Lift up a little bit higher. You have another 3 more in this direction. 2, 1. Go the other direction. Keeping this leg long as well. Check you've still got a gap in your lower waist in the mat. You have another 4, 3, 2. You are breathing. Last one, keep your leg at hip height. Inhale, bend your knee in front of your hip. Exhale, push your heel out towards the end of the room. Inhale, bend your knee forwards. Exhale, push out. So as you bend your knee forwards, you're aiming for 90 degrees in your knee and your hip, and then pushing your heel all the way out. Try to keep your leg at hip height the whole time. Make sure you're not pulling your knee too far forwards, otherwise you're going to compromise the alignment of your spine. So to keep your spine in neutral throughout this exercise. Little trick as well, check that the bottom hand that you're resting on, you're not making a fist with your hand. Let your hand relax. You're going to work harder through your glutes. You have another 3, 2, last one, all the way out, hold it there. Now inhale, point your toes forwards. Exhale, flex your foot back. Inhale, point your toes, sweep your leg forwards. Exhale, flex your foot back. So a little check that as you sweep your leg forwards, you're not rounding through your back to try to get your leg forwards more. As you flex your foot and kick your leg back, you're not trying to go too far back that you bend and arch your back. So as soon as you hit those 2 points, you've gone too far. Only work in your range. And then the more you do the exercise, the more range you'll get, and it's really fun. Check that your legs have fallen down to the mat, lift it up a little bit higher. Keep pushing that top hip away from you, so it's not starting to crunch down. You have another 3, 2, last one. Bring your legs slightly forwards, hold it there, toes down, heels up. Little pulses here, internal rotation of that top hip. Let your foot just go really heavy down to the ground. Check here that your bottom waist is pulsing up and down as well with your leg. Keep the gap the same the whole time. Core is switched on. Both sides of your waist are active. You have another 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, lower down, stack your knees and your feet. One last exercise here. Feet stay connected as you exhale, lift your top knee up. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, lift your top knee up. Inhale, lower down. So work with the external rotation of that top hip. Remember, you want to keep your hips stacked, so as you lift your top knee up, you're not rolling back. What will help is as you lift that top knee up, think about pushing your top hip forward slightly. So you feel a real opening through the top inner thigh and your top hip. And you will find that it starts to feel a lot harder. You have another 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Slowly lower down, tapping out through that glute. Lying on your back, mini recovery here. You got one more exercise, you guys. Placing that left leg on top of your right leg or your working leg, whichever side you worked. If this is enough, stay here. If you want more, hug your knee to your chest. But remember, I want you to focus on your breath. Inhale through your nose, exhale out through your mouth. Really, really important. If you didn't know, your diaphragm is a part of the 6 muscles that make your core. Then placing your legs out. Last exercise here. Your feet are hip width apart. Hip width apart is 1 fist distance. So usually we tend to have our feet slightly too wide. You want about a fist distance in between your feet. Feet are just away from your glutes. Arms are nice and long by your side, palms facing the mat. As you exhale, tuck your tailbone under. So you're trying to imprint your whole spine into the mat. And slowly start to lift your hips off the mat and peel your spine up like you're peeling a sticker off the mat. Hold at the top of your bridge. So think about opening through the front of your hips, squeezing through your glutes. I want you to think about setting your knees over your toes and watch that your knees aren't coming out to the sides of the room. Keep your knees in line with your ankles. So inner thighs are starting to work. Inhale at the top. As you exhale, slowly articulating your spine down. So upper back first, mid back, lower back, tailbone. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale, tuck your tailbone under, scoop through your abdominals, lift your hips up, peel your spine all the way up, vertebrae by vertebrae. Inhale to hold at the top. As you exhale, slowly coming down, so your ribs come down first, then your waistline, your lower back, your tailbone. Continue with this. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale, tuck that tailbone under, scoop through belly, lift up. If you want to work harder, arms come up towards the ceiling, palms facing each other, and you do the exercise here. If you're choosing this option, press your shoulder blades into the mat, so you're opening through the front of your chest. Equal pressure on both sides of your feet. You have 2 more here. And then we're really going to get into your glutes, hamstrings, and inner thighs to finish. Let's say 2 or 3. I don't know. One more. Coming all the way up, holding at the top, holding here. Now do this with me. Inhale, you're going to lift your hips. You're going to lower your hips halfway down to the mat. Exhale, lift up. Then squeeze your knees together. Then come back to hip width apart. That's 1, 2 now. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, lift up. Inhale, lower your hips halfway down. Exhale, lift up. 2 knee squeezes. Squeeze your knees in together. Release. Squeeze your knees in together. Release. 3 more reps here. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, lift up. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Hold it there. 3 knee squeezes. 3, 2, 1. Release it up to 4 now. Inhale, lower halfway. Exhale, squeeze up. 3, 2, 1. Lift up. 4 knee squeezes. 3, 2, 1. Release up to 5. We're going up to 8, you guys. 5, 4. Nearly done. 3-ish. 2, 1. Lift up. 5 knee squeezes. 4. Really squeeze your knees, feeling your inner thighs. 2, 1. Release. We're up to 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift up. 6 knee squeezes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. 2 more sets of here. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift up. We have 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last set. We're down for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 8 knee squeezes to finish. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it at the top. Just your hip lifts to finish. And lower your hips halfway, squeezing up. Little hip lifts here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it at the top. Knee squeezes to finish. This really is the last one. I promise this is the last, and then you're done. You have 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Squeeze your knees in really tight. Lift your hips up a little higher for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, slowly rolling down. You're done, you guys. Are going into recovery. Don't skip this part. It is the most important part of class. Inhale through your nose. Exhale out through your mouth. All the hard stuff is done. Lift your right leg up towards the ceiling. Just gently point and flex your feet, stretching out through the back of your legs. Hold wherever you can. Hold behind your calves or behind your thighs, but try not to hold behind your knees. We don't want to add more pressure into those knee joints. Remember, the most important thing I want you to focus on is your breath here. Placing that leg down. Lift your left leg up, holding where you can, except behind your knees. Gently pointing and flexing your feet. Stretching out through the back of those legs. Inhale through your nose. Exhale out through your mouth. Then rolling to the side, pushing yourselves up. Sitting on your mat, feet together, knees apart. We're going to stretch out through your inner thighs and your hips. Yeah, sitting up really tall on your sit bones, finding length through your spine. You've got that string at the top of your head pulling you all the way up. Try not to force anything here. Just let everything go. Let everything relax. Inhale through your nose. Exhale out through your mouth. 2 more breaths here. 1 more breath. You've worked your spine in every direction today, and you moved your spine in every direction. It's so good. Now sitting however feels comfortable for you for your last stretch. Inhale, lift your right arm up to the ceiling. Exhale, long fingertips reaching over your head. Feel the stretch through the right side of your body. Take a deep breath into your right ribs. Feel expanding out to the side. That's your lateral breath. Exhale, slowly, arm comes down. Inhale, lift your left arm up. Exhale, long fingertips reaching over your head. Feel the stretch through the left side of your body. Take a deep breath into your left ribs. Feel it expanding out to the side. Then slowly release. Interlock your fingers. Deepest breath you've taken all day. And exhale, arms come down your side. Yay! Thank you for joining me today. I hope you had fun and you feel amazing. I hope to see you soon. Be kind to one another. I love you guys. Bye.